Well, the UK is facing a colossal power crisis with blackouts and widespread fuel poverty creating a very difficult upcoming winter. With the UK relying on gas to heat 80% of all households and the supply of gas reaching emergency levels, as we know, across Europe, power bills have tripled and are predicted to go even higher. All those net zero promises by 2050 seem rather irrelevant at the moment. Joining me now live from London is former Brexiteer and now broadcaster Nigel Farage, who will arrive in Australia later this month. Nigel, I hope you're planning to stay in Australia for the British winter. I can only imagine how cold it's going to get when the gas runs out.
Well, you're right. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it, that for a first world country, today's Sunday newspapers are full of whether we're going to have energy rationing or whether, if we do get a very cold winter in February, literally the lights could go out, which means no heating. It'll mean basically life will come to a stop and tens of thousands will die of cold. And all of this because 20 years ago, we passed a Climate Change Act. We updated it with this massive commitment to net zero. What it means to sort of meet those targets, what you have to do is close down your manufacturing, let all that go to India and China, because that reduces your CO2 output, and then with energy, build lots and lots of windmills, tax the poor, put loads of subsidies on their bills, give it to the rich, give it to the multinationals, and don't produce your own gas, don't produce your own coal, don't produce enough of your own oil. That is the mess that we've got into. And the extraordinary thing is, you'd have thought this was all hard left socialist stuff. No, it's the British Conservative Party.
Yep.
It's Boris Johnson and others that have pushed this really, really hard. And anyone that dares to stand up and say, hang on a second, what are we doing? Well, we are called deniers. It's the modern day equivalent of being accused of witchcraft. That's the mess we're in, and you guys should avoid it.
Yeah, this is a big lesson to all of Australia. And so we've just had an election after which the left claimed victory in the climate wars. Everyone gravitated towards the independent, pushing extreme views on climate zeros and cars, petrol cars to be thrown out by 2030, all of that stuff. But the truth is, Nigel, Russia and a lack of baseload power across the world has changed this green religion incredibly. We're seeing it in Britain. A lot has changed since then, and those that are claiming victory in the climate wars need to think very seriously about whether they're happy to live a very primitive existence.
Yes, I mean, basically what you're talking about is not having a motor car, not getting on an aeroplane to go on a foreign holiday. You're talking about diminishing living standards. I mean, that's actually what they want. And,
yep.
Oh, by the way, you've got to stop eating beef, stop eating lamb. I mean, the whole thing's unbelievable, but that's what they're pushing. Now, I think once we have a proper debate about this, the settled majority will be there for common sense. And